Welcome back to another episode of this podcast. Today we're going to be talking about you only get one shot. So back in April, I got in a car accident. I, yes, the accident was 100% my fault. I take full ownership of it. And yes, both parties were 100% okay. So when I was driving back from another of my clients going to work where I work at the gym. And the split second where I didn't see the difference between the car turning and the stop traffic at a red light was a split difference that I crashed into the other car. Now, luckily, the other car had no damages. The only thing is, it kind of just took the bumper off from my car and like kind of like mostly ate it and put it in her car. But other than that, my car was completely total. So I'm sure you guys are thinking, it's like, man, there's like a lot of things that were going through my head, and there definitely was. But when in that moment, you just kind of like just take one step at a time, try to figure things out as things are getting handled. So like when I got into the accident, I was making sure the person was okay. That was my first thing only, was making sure the other person was okay. Because for me, I love fitness. I enjoy health too in life. So I value those things a lot. So when something does happen, when I take full ownership, I want to make sure that the other person is okay. So when I figured out the person was okay, she was just more rattled from the absorption, the shock from the hit. I was like, all right. So next thing was I called my parents, let them know what happened. Next thing you know, was call the ride that I need to. And so while I was doing all those things, I was talking with the cops, talking with the towing person to make sure I get everything all situated, and then also figuring out how I can get back to work. So that was the thing. It was like getting back to work, because I know a lot of times too, when we get into these massive problems, we trying to like stay low, let these affect us. But at the end, that's not gonna stop the world. Like the world's still gonna keep spinning. So you have to figure out different ways to go about based on like the level of the damages that's gonna be caused. And at the end, I can always call the insurance at the end, but I know I need to get back to work. I know I need to get back to my clients. So I decided to take that route. And then when I had in between breaks, I would call the insurance once they have processed and once they all got the information. So I went back to work that same day, called the insurance. And after that, pretty much I was carless for about a month and a half. But then I got a rental car for at least probably about 15 days. And then after that, I was still carless for another month. So when that time came when I didn't have a rental car, that was another thing that was gonna be stressed. Is like, all right, what do I need to do next? After that, I called my buddy. He lived across the gym, so I crashed at his place, slept on the couch for a month. I walked to work. So those are the solutions I have after the car accident. I was carless. I still have other solutions I was going about. I still have different ways to how I can get myself to work without having a car. While I was searching for a new car, while I was trying to deal with the insurance, while I was trying to do with all these things, I was still having solutions on top of it. But during those times, sometimes I did forget how grateful I was on certain things because of all the things I was worrying about. I was worrying about, what I need to do for the future. I was relating back to the past, replaying it, all these what ifs. And I think that's why, in life, that's what we forget to do, because we get so caught up in ourselves. We get caught up on our jobs, our families, relationships, our own health, and our own selves. And we worry so much about the future, and we would keep replaying the past, but we forget about the present. We forget what we have around us and what we have as an individual. So there's a couple times in my life, where I had to really pull back. It's like, because there'd be times where I was like trying to hurry up, speed up the process, get the car and things down, but wasn't happening. There'd be times I had to be telling myself, how grateful I am, to be in this position right now, but also to be like, wake up another day, see another day, go to work out, all those things that I enjoy in life. I was being grateful for those things, and that's what's kept me going. That was what's keeping me going to get the solution resolved when I did get a car. And I think in life we get so caught up on that we forget how grateful we are. Because I understand, like, you may not be at the point of your health that you want to be. You may not get that. You may not lose those 30 pounds in the first year you thought you were going to do. You may not lose that body fat that you wanted to. You may not do X, Y, and Z. And that's okay. At the end, at least if you know you have a solution to it or how you're going to get back on track, that's all you got to really do. You got to just be grateful on the things that you are doing right now and just keep doing those things that are going to lead more towards the future. because I understand like there's gonna be problems, there's gonna be adversity, there's gonna be different roadblocks that's gonna come across your life. It's gonna suck, trust me, it's gonna suck. But at the end, you really need to you really need to learn how to adapt to these different situations. Now I understand that every situation is gonna be different and everybody's gonna respond in a different way. But if you just learn how to adapt and to these situations and to try to find a solution to move you to the next step moving forward, that's all it's going to really be. And at the time, and on top of that, all is being grateful for it. Just being grateful for the position you're in right now, and the position you're trying to get yourself out, and the position you're trying to go to. Just try and just be grateful on a lot of things. Because at the end, I think they take that for mostly for granted. Because we always get so caught up worrying about different things that we just forget about life. We forget about the present. Just be in that moment, just live another day, because we don't know if we're gonna live it tomorrow. So you just gotta enjoy the moment, try and make the best of it, and just keep moving forward. So I understand when it comes to your own journey, your own fitness journey, you just have to take it day by day, make the most of it, be grateful for it. Try to get some wins out of it. If it's not 100% up to it, get one or two wins, keep the momentum going, keep yourself moving forward. So by the time you look back on it, it's like, man, you pushed through it, you pulled through it. You were blessed to get yourself to this position based on what you did and like how grateful you were. Because at the end, that's all it's going to come down to it is which path are you going to keep going? Are you going to keep worrying about the future? You can keep replaying the past, or you're just going to enjoy those present moments, enjoy what you have around you, enjoy what you have as an individual, and how to make the most of it. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.